What is up, everybody? It is Doug, and welcome to a very special edition, a happy Halloween edition of Spooky Villages. Today I'm going to talk about my top 10 favorite Halloween village buildings of all time. This list has really shifted over the years, and actually I'm talking about it now. I've talked about this several times in various videos over the years, but my list has really shifted over the past couple years, and I wanted to talk about it. There's some newer buildings that are on this list. There's some older buildings that I've only recently or semi-recently got my hands on. Where I felt it was pertinent that I wanted to add it to this list. So let's talk about it. Before we do that, though, I want to wish you and your family a very happy Halloween. Thank you so much for watching this video and all the videos. I really appreciate the support, whether you just view, comment, subscribe. Big thank you, especially to my Patreon supporters. I really appreciate you guys, and you all make the Halloween season what it is. It's a lot of fun. And just as I guess a plug, what's to come here, I'll be shifting to holiday mode here shortly. Going to be doing a bunch of holiday building reviews. I'll talk about some stuff there. So we're not there yet. We are at Halloween, and happy Halloween. This is my happy Halloween video for you guys, the last of the Halloween season. And with that, let's get into my top 10 favorite Halloween village pieces of all time. All right, first on the list is a brand new building here. It might surprise some of you guys, but maybe not. This is the Pumpkin Crypt of Lost Souls. So this one is 2022 Lemax Spooky Town. I absolutely love this building. I mean, I totally fell in love with this. I love the theming on it. I'm going to repeat myself here as some of what I said in the review, but this one can work in various scenes, like a pumpkin patch, of course. It looks more like a haunted attraction versus it does something that's actually, really scary or really haunted, but still, you could use it in a bunch of things. Could go in a graveyard, could go in an amusement park. I love this piece. The theming is well done. The lighting is beautiful on it. It actually goes great with some pieces you're going to see on this list. So, a brand new entry here is the Pumpkin Crypt, 2022 Lemax Spooky Town. I love it. All right, number 9 on my list, Dr. Stretch and Pull's Torture Factory. I told the story a bunch of times, but this is my true first Lemax Spooky Town piece. I love this building. This isn't a building that I really like to display much anymore. It's not one that I reach for that, but I really enjoy it. And this one has the nostalgia factor is very high on this one. Of course, you can get it with a working guillotine or without. Different model years had that. It's really tough to find them that work still correctly. I had some sound issues on mine, and that's just kind of what happens as these pieces get older. But I love Dr. Stretch and Pull's Torture Factory. It's extremely macabre. It's silly. Great details from that classic era of Spooky Town, 2004, 2005. Really, the mid-2000s had a lot of pieces that were similar to this. I love this one. Can be used in some various themes here. Put it in a town. It's very castle-ish. It would work on the mad scientist like vibe. There's some various things that can be used for, but I really, really like this piece. It has a special spot in my heart because it was my first Lemax Spooky Town piece. Number 8, another new entry to this piece. This one actually was from last year, the Skull Cave Quarry. So this piece here, I feel like, it's kind of the sister piece, I guess, release that came out with the Pumpkin Isle from last year. Both are great. Both are islands. But this one gets the nod for me, though, because this one, I think, is just extra scary. Where the Jack's Isle, that one, I love the pumpkins on it, but I really like how scary this one is. This one is very reminiscent of classic Spooky Town, to where it is very, very scary. At least I think so. It could work in some various themes, but the fogger on this one, I think, works great, in how it looks with that fog rolling out of the cave. It's just very atmospheric, very spooky. I love this piece. I think that this one, in years to come here, is going to wind up, the value is going to shoot up on it. And because this one wasn't available in Michael's stores, I feel like a lot of people haven't got to see this one in person. I'm telling you, this one is amazing. I love the Skull Cave Quarry. And, I'm not displayed it yet. I can't wait to actually do that, work in some kind of a maritime theme. Number 7, the classic Lemax Spooky Town, Last House on the Left. This is a building that, as far as the haunted houses go with crazy effects, I think this one is the king. It's really hard to get this one. The Raven Manor from recent years actually came close to making this list. That's much easier to get. Last House on the Left, the value is skyrocketed, but this one, I like the design of the house. I love the ghosts, the swirling ghosts that are on the front. On the back, a great soundtrack. This one is a very, it's cartoonish style haunted house, but it has an actual scary vibe to it. I think this building walks the line between scary and fantastical, cartoonish, just perfectly. Love this one. The value on this one, man, it's really shot up. It's hard to get these days, but I love this. This is kind of the classic Lemax Spooky Town haunted house, in my opinion. Number 6, the Department 56 Monsters of the Deep. Man, I got a hold of this piece last year for the first time. Absolutely love this piece. There's just so much going on here as far as the detail goes. This is a classic Department 56 piece. Limited edition, hard to find, high price, but man, the details on it, this is why people like Department 56. The theming on it is great. It's a non-traditional Halloween theme, of course, like the sea monster vibe, and it's kind of like it's an aquarium, like an attraction. It can work in various themes, but very maritime themed. Absolutely love it. The way the details are on this, especially like the aquarium part, it just looks awesome. The glass on it, I mean, this one in person is stunning. As far as all the pieces that are on this list, as far as what you see in person, this one might have the best fit and finish out of all of them. It's a gorgeous building, and if you're probably gonna love or hate the theming on it because it's not traditional Halloween, but I absolutely adore it. Number 5, the Department 56 Grimsley Manor. This is another piece that I only recently got my hands on. Big thank you to viewer Amanda S. for the gift of this. I actually reviewed it this year. You can check out my review on the channel here. And I absolutely love Grimsley. This one is a very traditional haunted house, to where Last House on the Left is more of the cartoonish style. This one is very, very traditional and scary. Some of the best lighting ever. It's not like lit up like nuts, but with the, I guess we can call it animated lighting. It basically flickers and goes along with the soundtrack of a storm. This one and another building you're about to see on the list next year arguably have the two best soundtracks, I think, as in Halloween villaging. But this one is legit scary, and the way that lightning syncs up with the sound, man, it is awesome. Well, the thunder and lightning. Absolutely love this piece. Very traditional. Very hard to get this piece now because it's very popular. It's very desired on the collector market. It's been long retired, but this is a very classic Department 56 building. The quintessential classic haunted house as well. This one, very scary piece. It says a lot without being over the top. So if Last House on the Left is that storybook style, this is the traditional, traditional style that I think is just done up to almost perfection. And of course, you have the fantastic lights and sound that go with it. Absolutely love this one. Thanks again to Amanda S. for the gift of this piece. It has a very loving home. I cannot wait to display this year after year. Number 4, the Department 56 Haunted Barn. I love this one. The farm theme is probably my favorite. You're going to see that here in a minute. Some more so with that. But this one's just a very classic haunted barn, where Grimsley Manor was like a classic haunted house. This one is just, it's great. It looks legit spooky, has one of the greatest soundtracks of any building, in my opinion. It's also kind of its own little display in that it's an accessory set, with the little scarecrow. I love the fence that comes with it. This one's just very creepy, very atmospheric. Works in a variety of things, pumpkin patch, but especially a farm. This is kind of a centerpiece building around that. It's a bit understated, I suppose, just in the way it doesn't have a bunch of crazy flashing lights, but it's still, the fit and finish on it and the look and the lights that are on it. It's very much present. And again, I do think it qualifies as a centerpiece, even though it's maybe a little more understated as far as the centerpieces go. But it's atmospheric. Even the box on this one is great. This is one of the great farm pieces of all time. I absolutely love the Department 56 Haunted Barn. And the prices for this have always been somewhat reasonable, at least, as far as comparatively things go in, Halloween Village land, which, all the prices are kind of crazy. But this one somehow remains relatively affordable in the landscape, or at least it has as of the recording of this video. But I love the Department 56 Haunted Barn. Number 3, the Department 56 Black Cat Flat. It's funny how these numbers work out on these lists, like what goes where, because we've got the bottom of this list, and you're about to see the top of it, are bookended by Lemax Spooky Town, but the whole middle of it here belongs to Department 56 and many of their classic buildings. The Black Cat Flat is I think the pinnacle of the Trick or Treat Lane series. Absolutely love it. It's a little gift set, like most of the best Department 56 pieces are, in my opinion. But man, the Happy Halloween sign, the Black Cat, this one, it just oozes charm, oozes nostalgia. I love this one. Price on this one has skyrocketed in recent years, but again, I think this one it's so Trick or Treat Lane, right? Like, this encompasses everything that line, I think, wants to do or tries to set out to do, at least as so far as Department 56 says the objective of it is, right, with like the over decorated houses. This one is great. I think it's the perfect amount of decoration. Love the fit and finish. Great lighting. The orange lighting, it just like bathes an area of your display in the orange. Absolutely love this one. This piece, it just makes me nostalgic even looking at it. Number 2, the Lemax Spooky Town Mad Pumpkin Patch. So I think it's going to surprise some people that this is not number 1. I've always kind of said this is my favorite Halloween Village building ever since it was released a few years ago. I still love this building. It's fantastic. It actually, by the way, was just announced as retired. So FYI, if you've been wanting one of these, you better get it, because the price is just going to shoot through the roof on it. So this over-the-top decorated farm/pumpkin patch, there's just a lot going on here. I love the jack-o'-lantern that rotates. I love the look of the the figurine. I love the green on this one. It contrasts very nicely with the with all the orange paint on it. I love the the top here, that big pumpkin face. This one, I'm also nostalgic for it because this was kind of the review when I did this, that Spooky Villages as a YouTube channel kind of got popular after this review. That season is when I kind of started to catch an audience too. So this piece, it makes me nostalgic for that, because that was a lot of fun too, back when I did the video review for this piece. But this one can work in either a pumpkin patch, like a haunted style farm pumpkin patch scene, or you can even use it as like a haunted attraction. It goes great with the pumpkin crypt, by the way. These pieces look like they're almost made to go together. But yeah, I mean, if you ever want to see me talk about it, look at the review of it. My opinion hasn't changed. It's funny because a lot of people liked this when it came out, but people were thinking it was overhyped. And I still, all these years later, feel that way about it. My feelings haven't changed. I still absolutely love this piece. It was always number 1. It's number 2. And I'm going to explain why that is, because I think number 1 might surprise some people. Let's get to that. Number 1, Jack's Pumpkin Farm. I love this building. I think that this one probably doesn't surprise people that it's on the list, because of course I love my farm buildings. That is my favorite theme. As you can see, my list is heavily populated with buildings that would fit in that, especially kind of near the top of it. But the Jack Pumpkin Farm, it's number 1 to me, because, and it takes the Mad Pumpkin Patch a slot, because this one, it doesn't have any animation, but I think the atmosphere on it is just so good. First off, I can run this and not have to worry about it breaking. That's a big thing, especially as the Mad Pumpkin Patch is retired. The pieces that don't have animation, I'm starting to really like those, because you don't have to worry about something going wrong on them. I mean, yes, lights can burn out, but those can be replaced, and in general, the lights are pretty durable, especially when you're talking LEDs. Jack's Pumpkin Farm, though, this one just oozes atmosphere. It walks the line perfectly with being understated and over the top. That's like a balancing act that's tough to do. But I look at this and I can almost feel the cold air, right? The cool air. And I almost can see this display in person, especially, I live here in the Midwest, so you can see these types of farms, not done up like this necessarily, but you can see these type of buildings on the side of the road, country roads, and you can just imagine what it would look like decorated. There are decorated farms out around where I'm at too. And this one, it just hits me in the nostalgia feels. I'm not exactly sure how to explain it better than that. It might not make sense to some people because this one isn't as crazy as some of them. It's not even that hard to get, at least yet. I think this one's going to be really popular though going forward here, and it's going to get hard to get. Especially you look back here 5-10 years, I bet it's going to be. But I love this one. It's not even that expensive, frankly. It's one you should get if you have any interest in the farm themes. I cannot recommend it enough. Love the internal scene on it. It's just perfectly atmospheric. I absolutely love this piece. All right, guys, there's my list. I'm sure it's a big surprise for some of you guys, but that's the fun of doing these lists, right? They're very subjective, and I put a lot of thought into that one, and that's mine. Again, I'll probably update it in the years to come here if significant changes happen. And it does look like there's probably some really cool stuff coming out next year, so who knows? Maybe one of them will wind up being on the list. You never know. But I'll update this whenever it changes enough to warrant actually doing this. So until then, before I do my goodbyes here, I just want to say coming up here soon, I'll be going into holiday mode, doing a bunch of holiday building review videos for you guys. Looking forward to doing that. But until then, I hope you all have a very happy Halloween. Thank you again for everybody for watching, commenting, subscribing. A special thank you to my Patreon supporters. I really, really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. It's been a lot of fun to do this channel over the years. I'm looking forward to many more years of doing the channel here. It's just so much fun talking to you all. So thank you guys very much. Hope you and your families have a very happy Halloween, and I'll see you soon.